Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. We are joined in this segment by a good friend of mine, longtime friend, Jim Uremovich.
Good to see you, Daniel.
Jim, good to see you.
Chris, you too.
Jim is the head pro at Old South Golf Links. Most of you around here are going to know exactly where that is. Jim has been there now 7 years, you said?
Yes, seven good years.
7 great years, man. You guys do a great job. We've had Derek on here before, an incredible staff, same group of people. You always know what you're going to get out there, and most importantly, you get great golf.
Yes, we do.
It's a terrifically fun place to play. Every time I've got some friends that come to town, that's where one of the courses they want to go play.
It really is.
Yeah, it's fun.
And you don't see public golf courses with those kinds of views without homes on them.
Right.
I mean, it's really unique that
One
way.
hole, I think, has homes.
And you had mentioned that, how old is it now?
It'll be 21 years, November 2nd, I believe.
21 years.
Yeah.
I play out there a good bit with Tom Jacoby,
Yeah.
one of the developers there, and he was mentioning that. Wow, that's hard to believe. It seems like that was just yesterday that they put that old baby up.
Yeah, it's stood the test of time. It's it's a great golf course. It's challenging, but it's got something for everybody out there.
Well, and you guys have hosted a number of big events here in the area locally. I know you've been doing the Rileys for a number of years.
That's a major.
That's
a major. That's one of the majors.
It's major in many respects.
Absolutely.
Major golfing, major drinking, major activities. Let's put it that way.
Just put it there.
But yeah, you guys have held that. I know you've held a number of pro-ams here on the island. You've done the Easy Go.
Right, I do that. I'm going on my third or fourth year with that this March.
Wow. So yeah, I mean, and it is a great place for tournament golf, but you're bringing something unique to Old South this weekend, and it has some special personal meaning to you.
Right.
You're holding the Lady Bearcat Invitational.
That's correct, yes.
Hosted by Lander University.
That's correct.
Which someone you know pretty closely or pretty well goes there.
Right, my daughter Rachel goes there. She's a junior. It's her second year at Lander. She transferred there from North Carolina, Greensboro.
Okay.
And she was somewhat out of golf, and Lander started a program last year, a first-time women's program, and the coach called her and asked her, said, "You be interested in playing again?" She says, "Yeah, I'd like to give it another try," and here she is back at it. So.
Wow.
Yeah, and the coach approached me last year about hosting a tournament, and I thought, you know what, I'd like to give something back to Lander. I mean, people, it is for profit, but, I'm hosting it for Lander, and they couldn't be more excited. So.
And Jimmy was getting Rachel ready for the collegiate golf season, I know, because I hope you don't mind me saying, but Jim lives in Palmetto Hall, and that's where obviously we have our base and do all our practicing. And I was wondering why in August I was seeing a lot of Jim and his daughter on the practice range and on the putting green and on the course, a little bit more than I had for the other parts of the year. So, okay, that question's been answered now.
Makes a little more sense now, doesn't it?
Yes, now the pieces are filling in.
Well, I remember when Rachel was a student not only at Hilton Head High, but also at Hilton Head Prep.
Right.
And, I mean, she was a real standout.
She was, yes.
You would read about her often in the papers, probably one of the top female golfers in the whole Beaufort County area.
Well, she was Player of the Year for the state of South Carolina, I believe, in something like 2009 or 8.
Wow.
And so
Pretty
she
high
was
honor.
ranked in the nation. I'm not sure what, but it was a nice honor for her. It was a Beth Daniel Award that she won.
Wow. Beth Daniel, one of my alma mater friends there at Furman University.
Yeah.
So you've got, I think you said 12 teams coming in for this event.
12 teams, right. We have 12 teams, included South Carolina, Beaufort,
the Sand Sharks.
Sand Sharks, Armstrong Atlantic, who they won the Peach Belt Conference last year, which Lander's
out of Savannah.
Correct, and SCAD out of Savannah also. They're NAIA with USCB and a couple other teams, Columbus State, Pfeiffer. It should be a good game, and there's a lot of good players. Division II golf is really, it's outstanding, and it's the same game. It's just you got to score. So I'm looking forward to having it.
And a lot of those girls have gone on, that came from Division I and II schools, have gone on to have prestigious careers on the LPGA
For a lot
tour.
of them, those are the development year. Those are a continuation, I should say, of their development years. Not that they peaked out in high school, but it's another step for them. And as they continue on, you've got some that really blossom, and they decide that golf is a sport for them, and all of a sudden they might commit a little bit more, and they start to produce.
Right.
So it should be exciting. It starts at 8 o'clock both days. I believe
That's
you
correct.
said they're going to start on 1 and 10. And the one unique feature you said that was going to happen with the course with your very challenging 16th hole. Go ahead and tell us what you're going to do.
Well, I've decided to make 16 a par 3 for all the girls. There is a tee box on the other side on 16, which plays as a par 3, and it's very challenging. There's tree line down the right side. It plays about 143, 145 yards.
Okay.
And I just wanted to take the double fairway out of play just to keep the pace of play up.
It does slow down the pace of play. I'm sure there's a lot of your regulars that are viewing right now that wish you would make it a par 3 for us.
There are a bundle of balls in the marsh on that hole.
You know, that tee shot, especially, you know, it comes late in the round, and if, you know, you got a tight match going, that'll make the knees knock just a hair.
It'll make you look twice.
It definitely does.
I've hit a lot of balls in there myself. So.
Well, we all have.
Yeah.
Now, we were just talking. It's going to be interesting. So, 16 now being converted to a par 3. Then you go to 17, which is also a par 3.
Yeah, and not an easy one at that.
No, absolutely not. If that wind is coming off the water to the left, I mean, that's a really difficult tee shot. And then, of course, you got the great 18 finishing hole, which can do a whole number of things depending on how you want to play it. But it's got everything from eagle to double bogey in there. So those 3 or 4 finishing holes could be very exciting. Now, I understand in the collegiate game, they take there are 5 players for each team, and they take the 4 lowest scores. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes.
And then toss out the 5th, which would be the worst.
Right, and then we also will have a group of individual competitors that will be playing for their respective schools, but they're playing for medalist honors just in the individual. They don't count as team scores.
So they also have the team event as well as the individual event, which is pretty consistent with the way most college tournaments run.
Right. It's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Like I say, I love to help the girls play. Any colleges, I've always, kind of opened the door for them to come out there and practice and play. And hopefully somewhere down the road, somebody, might make it big, and they might give something back to Hilton Head or Old South for that matter.
So for those of our viewers that are looking to really see some terrific golf this weekend out of some fine playing ladies, Old South is the place you want to be.
Well, and Jim, I think it's noteworthy to mention what you've been willing to give back to not only golf here locally, but to these universities.
Right.
But I think it's especially neat that you're supporting your daughter.
Well,
and her endeavors.
Thank you. It'd be tough because I usually follow her.
Yeah.
And I hate to wait for that phone call. Hey, would you shoot? Well, Dad, so now I have to. It's going to be hard to run it and
just get a little Alka-Seltzer for the weekend.
Yeah, it'll be fun. She's looking forward to coming to town, and they're coming in early. We'll probably have the team over for dinner one night, and then we're having a little cookout after Friday's practice round. And
lots of fun.
So it'll be good.
It's going to be a great weekend.
Yeah.
So come on out if you want to see some great ladies golf this weekend, Saturday and Sunday at Old South. Jim, pleasure to have you.
Thanks for having me, Daniel.
All right.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you for.
We'll see you around soon. When we come back, we're going to be joined by the Island Golf School, Charlie Duncan, the superintendent at Port Royal Golf Club. Stay with us.